Do you feel the vibes?
What's up, YouTube? It's Carolina Calvin, and welcome to the Minnesota Viking Carolina Panther recap. I know it's Wednesday, but I did say I was gonna do it. There will not be any face cam on this video because I just wanted to talk about the game, and there are a lot of things that I want to talk about with the Panthers and a lot of issues that you saw in this game. Now, of course, if you have NFL Pass, you've already seen it. If you're even remotely interested, you've already seen the game. Let's quickly get into the numbers before I really talk about what I want to talk about. Let's start with the away team, which is the Minnesota Vikings. Sam Bradford, 18 for 28, 171 yards. One touchdown. He was sacked twice. So, he played okay. They did a really good job against him in the first half. He really started to move the ball. But I thought overall the Panther defense played well. That was not the issue in this game. Rushing attack. Jerick McKinnon, because, of course, Adrian Peterson is injured. Jerick McKinnon, 16 carries, 45 yards. Matt Asiata, 6 carries, 15 yards. They haven't run the ball well. So any team that does well against them, in terms of shutting down their run game, they didn't run the ball well. The first two games, they didn't run it well. This game, even when they had AP, they just didn't run the ball well. Offensive line hasn't been doing a good job of run blocking. They've done a solid job of pass blocking, but run blocking, not so much. Because, a lot of times AP's guys are hitting him in the backfield, and he's getting up there in age. He's not going to be able to break all those tackles. Receiving, Kyle Rudolph, who I would say is a one standout guy because he really started to he was open a lot, especially in that second half. 7 receptions, 70 yards, 1 touchdown. He had the lone Bradford touchdown. Stephon Diggs, who was freaking amazing against the Green Bay Packers. I felt as though the Panthers did a much better job against him. He had 4 receptions, 40. Adam, I don't know how to say his name. I'm sorry. 3 receptions, 29. And Rant Ellison, 1 reception for 18. And that's pretty much it. Defensively, Everson Griffin was a monster. Eric Kendricks was a tackling machine, but Everson Griffin was destroying Michael Orr. You watch that game, he was able to get pressure. You look at the second half where they really clamped down defensively. He was, and a lot of fault goes to the Panthers, man, with what they were, just the play calling. Cam's holding the ball. But anyways, the guy's a beast. A lot of people don't know about him because he plays for the Vikings. And majority of your NFL fans don't watch the Vikings. Hell, they don't watch that many games. But I'm not going to talk about the fraud NFL fans who don't watch games. But Everson Griffin's a beast. Harrison Smith at safety is a beast. The guy is fast. He was making plays all up and down the field. They sacked Cam Newton 8 times. And I can't look at the pressures right here, but they pressured him a lot in that game, And this team defensively, they were great last year. Hell, they should have won their playoff game. The kicker makes a 27-yard field goal. And, the complexion of the playoffs could have been entirely different. But that defense is legit. They got Terrence Newman had a pick. They got guys on that defense who, they got veterans. They got young guys. That defense is very good. And, a lot of people just don't know about them. Moving on to Carolina side, Cam Newton, 21-35, 262 yards, and 3 picks, no touchdowns. 2 of the picks came late in the game where they were really trying to make a comeback. One was just an amazing play by Terrence Newman. But you see a lot of these, the Panthers running, just what they're calling. Mike Shula is to blame for a lot of this, man. There's no short throws. There's no rhythm throws. There's no hurry-up offense to kind of get the defense off balance. A lot of times they hold the ball until, the end of the play clock, which allows teams, especially the defensive lines of other teams to really, they got to hike the ball. So these guys can jump the snap count because at 1 second, we're going to get off because he's going to have to snap it in that 1 second or call a timeout or get a penalty. So you saw this in this game that, the Minnesota Vikings defensive line started to see the Panthers were doing that. And the Panthers have to get into their offense quick. They have to, hurry up offense. They got to get some quicker throws, rhythm throws. You can't just have, especially, Mike Remmers, Michael Orr, they have not been blocking well. You have to get quicker throws to take some pressure off them. So that way you don't have to put all these, you have to put the running backs back there to help block, which takes away guys going down the field. You don't have to put tight ends because it's a big issue. And Mike Shula, I think, is a lot to blame. The clock management, them getting into their next play, getting their next play from Mike Shula. It's fucking pathetic. You watch that game and you watch just how unorganized they were in that game. You're looking at the score, it's a 12-point loss, but it was so sloppy. It was so sloppy with the play calling. Not even talking about what actually happened during the play. I'm talking about between plays, getting into your next play, the play calling from Mike Shula. I just don't understand what's going on. And you kind of see the fact that the Panthers aren't willing to spend money on talent. So you don't have those speed guys. You don't have depth at running back. Cameron Artis-Payne, Fozzie Whitaker, those guys are okay. But if it isn't Jonathan Stewart back there, it's not gonna be it's not gonna be impactful plays. The Panthers rushing. Oh, as I mentioned, Cam Newton was sacked 8 times. Yeah. The Panthers rushing. Cameron Artis-Payne, 12 carries, 47 yards. Cam Newton, 7 carries, 26 yards, touchdown. Fozzie Whitaker, 5 carries, 22. Ted Ginn, 2 carries, 5. Mike Tolbert, 2 carries. Why is Mike Tolbert still on the team? He sucks. Receiving, Greg Olsen, 6 receptions, 64. Ted Ginn, 3 receptions, 62. Corey Brown, 4 receptions, 57. Fozzie Whitaker, 5 receptions, 34. Ed Dixon, 1 reception, 23. As you look up here, Devin Funchess, 0 carries. 0 receptions. He was targeted twice. Kelvin Benjamin, the guy who everyone expects Cam to look for, 0 receptions. He was only targeted once. He got 2 big penalties where he got benched because one of them ended up being a big play by Fozzie Whitaker, which would have got him a touchdown. Maybe not if he didn't get a block in the back. He also got a holding penalty. He was terrible in this game. This is another thing. Kelvin Benjamin's a beast. He's a guy who down the red zone when you need plays where you got to go up and get it. He's gonna be your guy. He's 6'5". Can jump, long arms, so he has an advantage over a lot of receivers. But you gotta give Xavier Rhodes a lot of credit in that game. Xavier Rhodes is a big guy, and he was really able to take him out of the game, including him taking himself out the game. But yet again, another issue: don't have great route runners. Greg Olsen is your best route runner. Ted Ginn, he's a speed guy. Not used to playing receiver. The most receiver he's ever played is in a Carolina Panther uniform. Corey Brown's okay, but he's not the most talented guy. And Kelvin Benjamin, he's a big guy, not quick off the line of scrimmage, so you can't throw a lot of short stuff to him. He's a guy who's going to make plays down the field, probably not get a bunch of yards after the catch. But you see, they have no speed outside of Ted Ginn, and even with Ted Ginn, he's fast, but he's not going to run too many routes for you. I'm just trying to figure out what the general manager is in there doing. Yeah, they made it to the Super Bowl. Now, I know a lot of people say, they made it to the Super Bowl. But now you see, a lot of these guys play out of their mind. You look at their offensive line. Michael Orr was coming in as a question. Remmers was coming in as a question. This is before the 15-1 season. A lot of those guys came in as questions. Play out of their mind. Play calling was great. The defense was able to get turnovers, but now you see the issue. It's only 3 games, but this is just what I've seen. I saw you saw it in the first game, albeit they played better and they had a chance to win that. Second game, not really. You played a pretty porous San Francisco team, but in this game, you saw it. And that's not taking away credit from that Minnesota Vikings defense, but you saw all the deficiencies, all the unwillingness to bring in guys, to bring in veterans, quality veterans, to especially at receiver. There's no excuse for you not to bring in some guys who can run some good routes. There's no excuse. Next, defensively, Luke Kuechly was making a lot of tackles. He played well. Thomas Davis, I thought, played well as well. Also, James Bradbury, the rookie, who essentially is replacing Josh Norman. I really like him. He has a lot of upside. 6'2", he has long arms. He kind of struggles in space, but if you got him up on receivers, putting his hands on receivers, I think he's really good. But hoping to see a little bit more out of him. But I thought overall the defense played well. It was mainly the offense, the play calling, guys are just not getting open down the field. The lack of a running game, especially without Jonathan Stewart. They got to re-sign some guys. They got to get rid of Tolbert. What does he bring to the team? He's not going to get a bunch of, as big as he is, he's not going to get a bunch of yards. He's fat. He's out of shape. You look at, you think, for such a big guy, he should be good, on the goal line, should be good on short yardage. No, he's terrible. He's probably out of the running backs, he probably has like the worst yards per carry on the team. That'll be something I look at, but he's been terrible. Jonathan Stewart's been the guy. So they have to get more depth at running back. Cameron Artis-Payne, Fozzie Whitaker, no. And like I said, I already talked about the receivers, but they're gonna have to, as much shit as Jacksonville gets, and you kind of always wonder why can't they just put everything together. It's, they are willing to spend the money. You have to give them that. And unlike the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Panthers have big pieces put into place. You just got to build guys around them. You got Cam Newton, your MVP. Put some damn receivers that can run routes. Some quicker guys. Get some quicker guys in there. Get some better offensive linemen. I know people, salary cap. That guy's your franchise. You paid him this money. You made it to the Super Bowl. Now you're seeing some of the issues that you didn't really see last year, but you saw it in the Super Bowl. You're trying to get back to the Super Bowl. What do? What did we do wrong in the Super Bowl? Fix those issues. And it just seems like they didn't. They didn't do anything in the offseason but lose players. But anyway, let's go to the team stats. Turnovers and all that. The Minnesota Vikings were 3 of 12 on third downs. Panthers were 6 of 16, which doesn't matter because they didn't score many damn points. The Vikings had total 211 yards. The Vikings, they had a punt return for a touchdown. They had a safety. Mostly it was their defense. They did have the one lone passing touchdown to Kyle Rudolph from Sam Bradford. The Panthers 306 yards. That came mostly in the first half. Penalties. Penalties was another thing that hurt them. It was the reason that the safety happened, which really started to, because at that point the game was really going in the Panthers' favor in terms of momentum. But after the safety, which really hurt them, Panthers had 10 penalties, 65 yards, killing them. Especially if your guys are not playing as well, and you get these penalties, you get these. And the 5-yard penalty is not as big of a deal, but especially if it negates a big play, that can be an issue. But a lot of times the 5-yard like pre-snap penalties. But it's like the holding penalties, especially the ones by Kelvin Benjamin, are backbreakers because it literally puts you 10 yards back. And it really, the penalties has been an issue. The Minnesota Vikings, 6 penalties for 42 yards. The offense for them didn't really do much. This year for them, it's been defense, special teams. The offense goes out there. I thought they played their best game was against the Packers offensively. Bradford, accurate, didn't turn the ball over, and I think that's a big deal. Let your defense go out there and play. See if they can get you the ball back. See if the special teams can get you good field position. You get points out of that instead of because they're not going to be able to drive up and down the field. I don't think they have enough talent to be able to do that. Let me see. Turnovers. The Panthers 3 turnovers, all 3 Cam Newton picks. The Vikings 0. That'll definitely help teams win when you win the turnover battle. And let's see, time of possession, Carolina 34-52, 34 minutes, 52 seconds. Most of that was in the first half and them trying to really come back. Like I said, the defense played well. They were getting the ball back, but the offense wasn't doing anything with it, especially after they scored, after the game was 10-0. And the Vikings had a 25-minute, 8-second time possession. But I think I covered everything, a lot of the issues with this team. And, like I said, 3 games in, maybe it'll get better. They still have talent. You still got big pieces. Somebody could possibly step up. Just looking at it, free agency, who's out there? Not a lot of talent, but I think they should really look at bringing some guys in, especially at receiver. They need some quicker guys. And Mike Shula really needs to open up the playbook. And you saw earlier in the game, they were running, even stuff like end arounds. I even saw a screen pass. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's the stuff that keeps defenses off balance. That's why I respect what the Patriots do. What the Patriots do, that's why they're able to win with Tom Brady being out. They got a system in there. They got great pieces around them, and they got guys who fit into that system. Julian Edelman, Danny Amendola. These guys are catching this short yardage stuff. They got running backs who are great receivers. These guys fit that system, and they go in there quick throws. The running game is working. Rhythm offense, moving up and down the field. Always respected the Patriots for just having that in there and really keeping teams on their heels. Pretty much, they tire teams out doing that with the hurry up offense and quick throws, letting their guys make plays. That's why you gotta have those quick guys. But I think I'm done with this video. Let me know what you think down in the comment section about this. Next week, I believe the Panthers have the Falcons, which the Falcons just dropped 45 on Monday night on the Saints. Don't know who the Vikings have. But anyways, let me know what you think down in this video. Hit that thumbs up button if you like this video. And subscribe. Thanks for watching.